gonna make the profiles boom, 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 boom. What it is, I'm gonna tell you exactly what it is today on Gunner's Profiles. What it is real life, real talk by a real one. What it isn't is bullshit. It isn't, it ain't, and never gonna be bullshit over here, homes. No added preservatives. We don't sugarcoat shit around this camp, homes. We keep it all the way realer than the real deal Holyfield when he had 2 earlobes. Now trip out, right? Tyson done handled his business. Indubitably, as you can tell by that thumbnail, it looks like I'm angry or upset. Nah, homes. I'm in story mode. That's it. I'm going to tell you guys a real righteous story, something that happened along the lines in my life that made me open up my eyes, made me respect the South Side, made me respect the Norteño movement, made me respect a whole lot of people that are living that gang life, because at the end of the day, I realize, homes, you know, it takes a lot to be really thick and heavily involved in that shit. You know, it takes a certain type of mentality. Not everyone could do it. Now, lately, people have been comparing me to other YouTubers, asking me questions. Hey, Gun, you don't speak on too much of your old school stories anymore. Hey, Gun, you don't, because I'm not trying to get people caught up. See, most of my stories involve camaradas, homeboys, that, you know, we done did dirt together, homes. And the last thing I'm trying to do is involve anyone in my bullshit. Trying to get anyone incarcerated or locked up behind something that I said. You know, I was taught never to say too much, right? And even saying too little can have you fucking incarcerated. So when I say stories, you know, it's on me, allegedly, right? I'm not fucking putting anything or pointing any fingers at anyone else, because at the same time, man, just speaking on certain things can spark a flame, man, that could get all kinds of people caught up. And guess what? I've never been known to do that, and I'm never going to do it. Period, plain and simple. So Spencer Latita, homes, and some of my fucking, if you think some of these guys are harder than me on YouTube, or, oh, they put in more work than the gun, you got to understand, homes, I had done already committed a murder when before people were born and motherfuckers was playing Nintendo. So I was already in the game thick, homes. I bounced from here to there. Let's go. Ponle. On we go. No collecting 200 when I pass go. Fuck no, bitch. Straight to jail, right? So I went through all that as a young buck. Spencer, homes, I forgot my lentes. Now trip out, so I could barely see, but hey, I could see clearly now. I know enough on how to walk that yellow brick road, that fine line. You know, I was taught enough. Now trip out. I wanted to tell a story when I gained the ultimate, utmost respect, homes, from a Southsider. And I put in a little bit of work. I said, yep, this one I put in a little bit of work. When I was in the youth authority, I ran into an individual. Okay, I ran into an individual that represented Merced, Pocos Pero Locos, Southsiders. Now, you got to understand, when I got incarcerated, there was none of that. There wasn't Southsiders in the town other than cats that would come on over from A-Town, Atwater, or Winthorne, homes, and we'd get in a little scuffle-up-a-guess, and whatever the case may be, says, okay, handle your business. Okay, rivals and amigas, it is what it is. It wasn't nothing new. It wasn't nothing to fucking be, tell about, like, hey, guess what? We got into it with, so what, homes? We did too, I said. You know what I mean? It was just normal. But anyways, so what I wanted to say was, this individual I run into in CY, and I've told the story about it. You know, I was flabbergasted that he was from Merced. And one thing about us is, if you were fucking from the town and you were representing the Sur or the South Side, homes, we were going to have an issue. We were going to have a problem. There wasn't no way, no how, no fucking, no way were you going to be representing the opposition and just fucking and whispering out the town. Wasn't going to happen. So when this individual did, like I said, man, indubitably, I was shocked, right? I was shocked, and I proceeded to do what I was supposed to do, and that was handle my business. Now, I get out. 1996, I'm in the mix like a motherfucker. I go to the fair, and I happen to run into this individual. Okay, and when me and a couple homeboys ran into him, it was like he's seen ghosts. We were right behind him. You know that fucking place where you take pictures? There's the picture booth. We're with a whole bunch of homegirls. Man, I wish I could find those pictures. If any of you homegirls have those pictures, please shoot one, right? Mongolian was on whip status, right? So I definitely want to show those pictures off. But I remember that we were going to take a group picture, and it was me and a couple of my homeboys. I shall not say their names, of course, because they're still in the mix, and shit, one of them is gone, but it just is what it is, right? But we end up going to that place, and we're looking in the mirrors and you're trying to stay fly for some brown guys, right? And there's the vato with the stroller and his old lady, the Southsider that I ran into in the youth authority, right? And when I see him, my eyes get big, his eyes get bigger, because it's like he's seen ghosts. He's like, fuck, they done got me slipping, right? The ops caught me lacking. Now, this is pre-lacking word and all that. And we did. We actually had him in our midst. We had him in our clutches, right? But being the way we were, and we were just on our, we were trying to get mamones that night from the homegirls. So let's get one of them. Dun, dun, when you feel down and out, sing a song, it'll make you dance. I was on my Earth, Wind, and Fire shit. I was trying to Philip Bailey the bitch, right? So I wasn't even really tripping, you know. It's all about love. I was on my making love shit. So I wasn't tripping off gangbanging that night. But you know, when you're in a gang, you're a gang member and you're in that gang atmosphere. I mean, if it cracks, it cracks. It could crack at any time. You always got to stay ready so you don't have to get ready, right? This individual definitely was not ready. You know, he had his child, his own lady, and you got to respect a man with his kid and his old lady, Holmes. There will be times and places to get at him. You know, if he's some high priority target and you just got to do what you got to do, well, hey, do what you feel you have to do, Holmes. But in this case, right, we gonna let that slide. So he sees us, we see him, he sees us, we see him seeing us, and he's like, fuck, right? So he turns around quickly. He's like, look, bro, I done stopped gang banging. I'm not part of the water anymore. I don't live that life. And I'm trying to play the fucking tough guy role. And I go, hey, it's all good, Holmes. Bow down to the West Side Connection. Let's see, you know what I mean? But I'm like understanding his situation, so I'm not being too disrespectful because he does have his child. And I know damn well I ain't gonna do nothing with the kid right there, right? So it's like, it's all good, bro. Don't trip. There'll be another time and place for everything. He's like, no, there won't be. Because I tried to tell you, the way that my gangbanger works is I stop on Wednesdays to Thursdays. And then on Fridays, I'm lit again. And then on Saturdays and Sundays, I take it off because I got to go to Mass. And then on Monday, I got to go to work at Walmart. And then the way it goes on Tuesday is we can maybe set something up. I wasn't trying to hear all that. Anyways, he pushed and pressed on me, and the homeboys kind of smirked and laughed about it. Felt like we punked someone. But see, obviously, I wasn't seeing the bigger picture. The bigger picture was this man had moved on in his life. He had familia. He had a greater purpose, Holmes. It wasn't all about the gangbanging and the barrio for him anymore. Now, the barrio you're always going to have love for. I'm always going to have love for my barrio no matter what. Forever and ever, right? But at the same time, it doesn't mean I'm going to go out there and represent and shit on the next man just because I feel some type of way. I feel that superiority complex compared to him. There is none of that, man. We're all brown, right? So, or black or white, sprinkle them in, eh? Right? So it is what it is. Anyways, he pushes on. We take our pictures. I get one of the fucking best mamones I've ever had in my life, right? We'll speak on that one of these days. The chick, she was bad. We might speak on it right now because, I mean, I'm reminiscing now. God damn. Right. Nah, anyways, so we did our thing. We partied that night. We kicked it with the homegirls. We took those flicas. And if they're out there and the homegirls see this, man, shoot me one. Now, of course, I thought that was that. Now, I knew the guy lived in the town. He was from Merced. But I wasn't really stressing off of him. You know, I wasn't really paying attention to what he had going on. So anyways, months pass and I forget all about the incident. It's in the back of my mind, downloaded on my CD-ROM. And I'm not tripping. I'm pressing and I'm pushing to the cloud, right? And I'm mobbing. One day through an apartment complex. And this apartment complex, good homeboys of mine lived in. But I didn't just know which apartment. If they're a bigger apartment, not a real big apartment complex, but the Merced Commons in Merced. I should know every motherfucking detail and fucking porch. I should know everyone that lives there. But at the same time, I was inebriated, meaning I was drunk, right? I had had a couple sips, a couple shots of Jose Cuervo, so I was kind of swerving, tripping on some of that cherry-flavored bourbon. I want to get drunk. And I'm mobbing, and I hear my name. Now, at this time, it was Skinner. That's what they called me. That was my old white Skinner, right? And I said, oh, fuck. I done got caught slipping, right? What's happening? Allegedly, right? What's happening? He's like, hey, bro, where you at? What you doing, right? And it's the fucking Southsider sitting on the porch. He got his little daughter right there. He's playing. He's barbecuing his shit. And I'm like, so I said, fuck. He always has his kid. I can't even shoot him in peace, right? What's happening, bro? He's like, and you got to understand, I'm a little buzzing. So I don't know what his intentions are. All I'm thinking is, damn, man, we're going to have the motherfucker. It's Billy the Kid versus Wyatt Earp. And you already know I'm coming. Right? So I said, what's up with it, bro? And he was like, hey, where you going? I said, to the homeboy Whoop-de-Whoop's house, right? He's like, oh, yeah, the Vatos live, if you go straight down this path and bust a left, comes the first apartment right down the bottom. The single apartments, not the doubles, right? I said, that's right, bro. He said, hey, it's a long time no see. How you doing, right? And at this time, I was gangbanging. Okay, I was active as fuck. I was in the mix. This was pre getting involved with the regiment, pre fucking really fucking doing prison time. I was still fresh out of Wyatt. I still had that mentality of I'm trying to earn my stripes. I'm trying to prove to everyone how big and bad I really am. And I'm carrying sticks around and all kinds of things, you know, of that nature. So I was really on that just beginning stages of let's fuck it, Holmes, la primera se, you know what I mean? Get down, spider. I'm on that shit. He's like, what's up, bro? Hey, you hungry? I said, I kind of am hungry. I said, right, I'm looking around, making sure no northerners see me because I'm going to eat after a Southsider at this point, right? What's happening, bro? He was like, hey, I got hamburgers and shit. You want one? So fuck it. He throws me a pistol. I sit there and we start having a conversation. And it comes to find out, he's a righteous dude. He knows a lot of my homeboys. I know a lot of his homeboys. He knows a lot of my familia. I know some of his familia. He's not too different from me. The only difference is he's more man than me. He decided that if for no other reason, Holmes, to let it go, to take care of his priorities, his family. Now, I'm not here to push poison and propaganda and say, hey, gangbanging ain't the shit to do. Do what you does, cuz. But at that particular time, I needed that conversation. I needed that conversation to gain a semblance of respect for this individual, not only for him and for what he was going through, but also for all my enemigas. Because, see, I got out of YA with that mentality. Fuck it, Holmes. I survived that shit. I done did that shit. That shit was in nada, even though it was gladiator school, war zone, the 90s. But I still got out with that mentality. If I can make it through that, I can make it through anything. Yes, let's get it, right? Before I have to quit it. Spencer. But we had a great conversation, and he told me his story. And he told me how when he got out, him and his old lady just decided to take that right turn instead of that left turn because he was tired of getting incarcerated. He was tired of fighting with brown men. He was tired of representing a Valder Holmes that didn't really represent him while he was incarcerated. And I understood his plight. Because when you're locked up, you know, the homeboys don't reach back. And you might have a few homeboys that are your fucking taitas, your camaradas that look out. But for the most part, you know, everyone's on doing their own thing. And you can't knock the next man for pushing on and living his life. That's just part of the game. You know what you signed up for. You know, you can't, hey, you did the crime, I said you do the time. You can't expect everyone to be fucking with you like that. So anyways, this Valto's doing his tiempo. He did his tiempo and he decided to get out. And that was that. So we're conversating. And I never at that point in time thought that I would conversate like that with the Southsider on the calles. Now, I told you I had some great conversations while incarcerated because we were going through them same struggles, Holmes. You know, I was down south, so I felt, you know, it was just different. It's hard to explain. You know, we had good conversations. We joked around. We capped, we clowned, whatever. But at the end of the day, Holmes, we knew exactly what time it is with each other. We would scrape each other at any point in time, given the chance and the bliñas, right? But this guy, I'm actually sitting down having a civil conversation with him, and I don't even look at him as a Southside. He doesn't look at me as a Norteño, which I was still fully functioning and active. He no longer was, but it's still, he just had that mentality of a Chicano, and the reasoning behind his words, I was grasping and I was feeling. Now, of course, what happens down the line is, you know, I eat the hamburger. That motherfucker was black. Hey, Southside hamburgers are good. I said, you got down, right? You got down. Con cheese and mayonesa. That motherfucker was bomb. It wasn't spectacular, but it was tacular. You know what I mean? Boom, without the speck. So I fucking smacked it, drank my pisto, and was like, all right, Holmes. You know what I mean? And I bounced. I bounced to the homeboy's house, and he was like, hey, where were you? We're expecting you a long time ago for your trip, and we got bitches coming. We'll see. You're always slow dragging, Holmes. I was like, I was kicking it with the Southside homeboy. What? I said, double O, what? Right? I said, don't trip, fool. He's a good dude. You said that dude, that fucking, he said that dropout dude that lives around the corner? Man, fuck that dude. I said, nah, fuck you, bro. Let me tell you something about that man. Don't knock the man because he's being that. You know, if he was in the mix wanting some pleito, I'd have blew his whole top off, Holmes. He'd look like down on Frago Rock. I'd have fucked this whole shit off. But at the same time, Holmes, that Valto kept it respectful with me. He invited me and broke bread at his home to me. Fuck you, right? Come on, bro. I ain't gonna let you disrespect someone who's just trying to live his life. He poses no threat. You know, worry about the motherfuckers that are trying to fucking knock your flaps off before you worry about someone that's just trying to raise his child. Charlie. I ain't gonna let that go down. Not under my watch. I said, well, who you think you are, puta? I know him, but see, at the same time, you can do me a bottle, right? Anyways, we never, ever seen that guy again. I think he ended up moving. But I'll never forget that conversation, because that conversation, I gained a lot more respect for my enemigas. I gained a lot more respect for Chicanos in general, brown people in general. And I gained a lot of respect for myself for having the audacity to actually sit down and hear this guy out and conversate with him. You know, it just was a great thing. Now, I pushed on and I met up with some other Southsiders, okay? And this was different. This was different. I thought I was going to use old boy because he was a little bit older than these youngsters. I thought I was going to use his name to kind of bypass the situation. So it didn't work. Oh, it didn't work. My shoulder's still funked up. They knocked my shit out of place going to a pinchy baseball bat, allegedly, right? But we run into these guys at a place called Foster Freeze in Atwater. I don't know what the fuck we were doing there. I just wanted to double dip cone essay. I was just trying to get mine and get on, right? But at the same time, we were slipping. We were out of bounds. We were in their water, in their neighborhood. But fuck it, Holmes, you know what I mean? When you're a norteño at that time and you're active, hey, you go anywhere, eh? Right? So we're at Atwater, Holmes. We're chilling. There's 2 carloads of us. There's probably about 10 homeboys. And we're posted up. We're looking for the funk. It's funk season. Let it be the reason. It's the season of the sickness. We're waiting, and if you wait long enough, seek and you shall find, right? Don't wake me, I'm dream. I thought I was gonna have a dream. I had a nightmare, right? These vatos pulled up on some chop season shit. But prior to that, they got off like some down motherfuckers, bro. I ain't gonna lie though. I would be breathing some. The water's different in the Valle. Everybody's with that business, right? Vatos get off. They're like, hey, where you vatos from, ese? Norte, right? They're like, what? This is sold. Okay. Now, hold on now. Of course, I went to the forefront. I was a little bit older than the homeboys I was with. I was like, hey, listen, you know your homeboy whoop-de-whoop from PPLs, I said? They're like, hey, we know that. What the fuck that deal, right? I was like, Spencer, right? Hey, trip out. I had a conversation with them, and we had a hamburger and had a beer, and they're like, fuck your hamburger, your beer, and your conversation. I said, what's up? Well, fuck it then. Allegedly, right? And the war commenced. Okay, what happened? We can't call it like an alcoholic, and those are words that don't need to be spoken on. Let's just say we got off. That showed me that not everybody is alike. Not everyone's of like-mindedness. Where I could sit down a couple months prior and have a conversation with the same guy who would have been in the mix like that, the mentality of gangbanging and stereotyping and hating is different. You know, it's different. You know, so I had to put in my work. So for those of you guys that are out here asking me questions, hey, Gun, your stories, you don't put in work. All you talk about is CYA. You got to understand, that's all I know, Humps. That's my mentality. We haven't even gotten to my prison stories yet. Ooh-wee. We haven't even gotten to fucking, you know, functioning with the regiment yet. Ooh-wee. We haven't even gotten to a lot of my life that I have to put out there, Holmes. I just have to watch the way I put it out there because, like I said, I'm not trying to get other individuals caught up behind some shit I did or maybe we did together. But okay, at the same time, you know, I'm not trying to remind anybody of past fucking, you know, progressions. Or is that how you say it? I don't know. Anyways, at the end of the day, there's no reason for me to tell stories at your pace. Let's say I'm going to tell them at mine. Okay? If you think I'm not a gangster, I didn't put in no work, like I said, Holmes, while you was playing Dinky and Donkey Kong, Holmes, I was playing. You feel me? I was already involved in shit. It doesn't make me downer or hardcore or anything because I regret every moment that I've ever done locked up. I regret everything that I've ever did, all the victimization of people. I regret it all, Holmes. But at the end of the day, it's my story, the way I tell it, my truth. And let me tell you something straight, Holmes. It's all facts and it's all real. So we're going to get into that. So before you judge a book by its pinchy cover, remember, I told you guys in the very beginning, the never-ending story. Oh, orale, Sebastian, Atreyu. Right? We're going to get our motherfucking on. We're going to get ours. You know what I mean? Anyways, so I kind of wanted to address that and talked about how I gained respect for the Southsiders. On one coin, like I said, Vato was cool. On the next coin, Vatos weren't cool, eh? They weren't cool. You know what I mean? Straight up. When you put in work, you're going to take dubs and L's. Holmes. Just know that. Okay? Just know that. Sasuke, there's one about to walk like this now, though, from that situation, right? And I'm walking like this, fuck my shoulder, and he's walking like that. At the end of the day, you got 2 fucking Chicano Tachueco. We're all fucked up. Anyways, with that being said, I hope that you move smooth with a purpose. I hope that you get everything that you want coming to you. Remember, at the end of the day, tell your truths, your stories at your pace. I said, don't let no one dictate your program. I did that for a lot of years. I'm going to continue to strive and struggle for what I truly believe in, and that's the betterment of all people. If you like this, please hit that like and subscribe one time for your mind with a thumbs up. If not, thumbs down. Heavy's going to be the head that wears the crown, and we're going to do what we does because this is the gun. Bang, motherfucking bang, bang. Yes, sir.